Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Mele Kalikimaka from the Smart Woodshop. Today is the first of 12 days of Christmas. Each day I'm going to introduce a gift for the woodworker in your life. I'll take a few minutes to tell you about it, why I think it's special, and demonstrate it if possible. It is a thin rip jig. This particular one is from Saker. What drew me to this tool over many of the others was that it is all aluminum. It's a quality aluminum with etched in scale, very readable. It has dual contact wheels instead of just a single one, a top and a bottom. And I also like that the attachment to the table saw is independent from the adjustment. Some of them that I looked at, when you loosened it to make the adjustment, it also loosened the placement on the table saw. Using it and setting it up could not be simpler. It has two attachment points that are independently adjustable, and they fit in the T-track on your table saw. Just slide it up to the blade to set up the thickness of the rip. So locking it down, now it won't move, and I can loosen this brass knob and move until the wheels touch the blade. So now I can use these two arrows and move it away from the blade to the thickness of the rip I want. Metric on one side and imperial on the other. The rip width setup, and this is very narrow. I want to demonstrate that because this is where it shines. I can certainly do wider, 3/4 inch and a half, even wider than that. But really where it comes in handy is when we're doing those narrow rips. Fence now does not set the width of the rip. It's set with this, and this is locked in. But I don't want to leave it here close to the blade. I want to loosen these knobs and move it back so that it's in front of the blade. I have made jigs to do narrow rips on the outside of the blade like this, but they've all been for short stuff. Little under 2 feet, 18 inches, or even my taper jig, which I use for my door shims or for all my wood shims. That does a similar thing. It's a jig, and I run it here, and I'm cutting on the outside of the blade. So we're doing the same thing. Where this one helps is I'm not limited on how long of pieces I can rip other than hitting the wall. But in this case, with the Smart Station on wheels, I can move it wherever I need. And the reason I want it longer than just a short little jig that I could make is that my splines can be very long, multiple feet, 6, 8 feet, or if I'm making hardwood self-edge, which can be very long because I want to seam that as little as possible. Get these beautiful long pieces of self-edge. I'm going to roll in until the piece of material touches the rollers and just makes the rollers move. That's how quick and accurate it is to use the thin rip jig. I have these 3 perfectly sized pieces, and you can imagine if I'm ripping solid wood like maple or oak for a self edge, that would even go a little bit better than ripping plywood. The $28 Saker thin rip guide, an excellent gift for any woodworker. I'll put an affiliate link to this in the description of this video down below. Be sure to check back tomorrow for day 2 of the 12 days of Christmas. Merry Christmas.